Coming up on today's show, we're going to get into some training camp news from day 4 of practice at Halas Hall. But first, we got to seal the deal here. Our July sub battle is ongoing with the 49ers report. We're only 5 subs up, so if you want daily and free Bears content, plus want to take down the 49ers report in the month of July, hit that subscribe button. And with that being said, let's jump on in. Practice number 4 is in the books. Tomorrow is an off day, so I thought we'd get to some reaction from today's practice. Let's start with the thing that stood out to me the most. That is the defensive stand. In a 2-minute drill situation, the defense got the play that they needed to get the stop. And I think this is one of those where you're like, okay, you should be excited on both sides of the ball because Caleb Williams drives the offense down the field. They get all the way down to the 6-yard line in a situation where they needed a touchdown to take a lead. Field goal wasn't going to do it. But the defense stood tall, forced a couple of incompletions inside the 10, and that is where that ended. So good stuff from the offense to start that situation, but obviously the defense sealing the deal there. And Eric Washington was asked about that situational spot, and he says, look, it's a gut check. You're going to see guys in great shape get tired competing, playing pro football. They have to dig down deep. They've done that. The communication has to be there. You can't give in or yield to that because it's a critical situation. We've got to find a way to close out the game. And that is something that the Bears did not do a lot of the time last year. Those late game situations, blowing leads late, Detroit drives down on you twice, Cleveland late in the fourth quarter gets a couple of scores. You could tell the focus and competition is absolutely there at Halas Hall right now. The defense has talked about the importance of getting off to a good start. Defense started sluggish last year. Team was 0-4 as a whole. Obviously, once they added Montez Sweat, things picked up. But you got to come out the gates ready to go week 1 from snap 1 all the way through snap 100 or how many snaps are in a game. So, you love to see that. You love to see that mindset at the very end of a practice. You're tired. It's 4th straight day of practice to start training camp. To have the focus and the competitive nature to seal the deal there. All right, takeaway number 2, Caleb Williams' decisive play. We put out a video earlier today about the good reviews he's gotten early. Players, coaches, reporters on the ground all saying positive things. Not that it's been perfect, but that there are things that stand out. And Zach Pearson had this note earlier today as well. He says he looks sharp to open up drills today, getting the ball out quick, being decisive. And that word, I've seen multiple reporters, coaches and teammates have used that word as well when describing Caleb Williams. And that's like the most important thing about playing quarterback is you got to be decisive. And look, I'm not going to be the guy that brings Justin Fields into everything. We don't need to compare the two. Fields is gone. But that's one thing he struggled with as a passer is just sometimes you got to make a decision. You got to throw the ball. Like he would be like scared to throw an interception sometimes. It's like, dude, just get the ball out. Just throw it. And that is something Caleb Williams does not have an issue with. Like, he's got a quick trigger, like, see, throw. Like, that's what he does, and that's what we've been seeing. You've seen guys talk about it, and you've seen the clips the Bears tweet out. He's climbing up in the pocket. He's delivering the football, and those are things that you want to see. The comfort is there. The confidence is clearly there if you've ever watched this guy play ever. He certainly doesn't lack confidence, even if he's not playing well. So I think through 4 days of training camp practice, you got to be pretty pleased where this guy is at. Is he a complete product? No. But what are some of the takeaways so far? Much better breaking the huddle and with the cadence at the line of scrimmage, the pre-snap stuff. Check. That's things you wanted to see over the downtime between minicamp and training camp. Getting the ball out quickly, check. Not having one of those days where, oh, man, Williams really struggled, defense dominated. And that may come, but 4 practices in, it hasn't happened yet. So you feel good about where the rookie is at this point in time. How confident are you in Caleb Williams? Scale of 0 to 10, 0 being not at all, 10 being incredibly confident. I mean, look, he hasn't played a game yet in the NFL, but I feel pretty good about where he is. I think considering where he is in terms of just he was drafted 3 months ago, I'm at about a 7.5. Like I feel confident in where this is going and with him at the quarterback position. All right, takeaway number 3 here. This undrafted free agent standing out at today's practice. Could he push for a roster spot? We'll talk about that here on Chicago Bears Now. But first, Rocket Money, today's sponsor. And listen, I don't care if you're established with a family with plenty of money, if you're fresh out of college and looking to, pay rent each month, you got to stay on top of your finances, and Rocket Money is going to help you do that. It's a personal finance app that helps you find and cancel any subscriptions you no longer want. And believe me, you probably have some that you either don't use anymore or probably just want to get rid of, because when you see the Rocket Money app, it'll list out all of your subscriptions in front of you, and you'll realize, wow, I'm spending a lot of money per month on subscriptions. Most people think it's like $60 per month. It's probably more like $250, $300, and I don't know about you, I want to scale that back, which I have with the Rocket Money app. And what they do is they will cancel those subscriptions for you. You just click on any service you no longer want, click cancel, and boom, they take care of the rest. I don't want to deal with customer service with certain subscriptions that I've paid for in the past. If I want it gone, I just want it gone. I don't want to pay for it anymore. So that's what Rocket Money will help you do. You can also set budgets with Rocket Money. You can monitor all of your spending with Rocket Money. It's just a very useful financial service app that I highly recommend. RocketMoney.com/Bears now. Go download the app today by going to that link. Don't waste money. Use Rocket Money. You can save over $700 per year if you use this app properly. So go check it out, rocketmoney.com/Bears now. Link is in the comments and in the description. Okay, so who is that undrafted free agent? Well, according to Courtney Cronin of ESPN, it's Ian Wheeler, a UDFA out of Howard. He's fast, she says. He impressed with his acceleration today in reps with the twos, and I found that significant. He got some run with the second-team offense today, and it kind of made me think, could Ian Wheeler push Travis Homer? Because what is Travis Homer's role on this team? Mostly a special team guy. Gunner, he can be a returner if you need him to. If he plays on offense, he can catch the ball well, but I think he had a handful of offensive snaps last year. Ian Wheeler, I think, can provide some similar things. He's a burner. He's got good speed. He can be a returner. I think he can provide depth as a gunner on special teams as well. Now, I'm not convinced Homer's a lock for this team, but if they like that type of spot, like a third, fourth running back that is going to play primarily on special teams, Wheeler's cheaper and he's younger. If their impact is similar, then maybe he's got a shot to make the team. Definitely a guy to keep your eyes on moving forward. All right, a couple more here. Tyler Scott. I mean, he just keeps making plays, man. I'm excited about where he's at right now. Tyler Scott, who I think had a somewhat disappointing year last year, mostly just had drop issues. He got open quite a bit, but didn't always make the play. But in practice so far, he's been making play after play downfield. It seems like at least one time per practice, he's getting over the top and making a 30-plus yard play, and that's who he is. That's what you need and want him to be. That's his skill set. Coming out of Cincinnati, he was a big play machine. He switched positions in college from running back to receiver, and he just took the top off defenses. I mean, this stat still is just crazy. I went back and double-checked it. Dane Brugler's the beast from last year. He averaged 44.6 yards per touchdown catch in college, and it's not like that was just over a couple touchdowns, 14 of them. What does that tell you? He's a big play machine. He gives you yak. He burns corners downfield. Like, again, he doesn't have a complete wide receiver skill set. Like, he's probably never going to be a number one or probably even a number two, but I think he can evolve and be a good number three that can stretch the defense out downfield. Luckily this year, just be a number four, run 10, 12 go routes a game. Maybe you hit on one every other game with him, and that's good value with him. So I've been excited to see that. Seems Caleb Williams likes throwing to him as well. There was one clip, Bears Twitter post, you should go check it out. It was like a deep over, like corner type of route. Pretty tight coverage. Scott makes the catch as well. Today he would have had a long touchdown, but after he caught the ball, he actually tripped over his feet. Otherwise, it probably would have been about a 60-yard score. So I feel good about where he's at. Are you buying Tyler Scott stock? If you are, type B for buy. If you're not, type S for sell. All right, last one here. Gervon Dexter is focused. I mean, we heard right out of the gates that he ran his conditioning test drill with the defensive ends, not the defensive tackles. And today he actually said, yeah, not only that, I was at the front of the line, like he was running faster than the edges were. So clearly he's in good shape. Eric Washington saying this about the second-year player. The level of focus that he has as a second-year player is pretty uncommon, he says. And look, Eric Washington's been around a lot of players and a lot of talent in his coaching career, so I think that's pretty significant for him to say that less than a week into training camp. Chris Emma tweeted this out as well, kind of regurgitating something Dexter said. He said, Dexter put in the work to become leaner and more explosive this offseason. He did so driven with a goal in mind for his career. Quote, I want to have my name on those walls when you walk in Halas Hall. And I think in anything in life, wanting it is half the battle. Like, if I'm going to be a good on-air host for you guys, half the battle is, well, I just got to want it. If I don't want it, I'm not going to be any good because I'm not going to put in the work required to get it. Now, obviously, you have to have some talent. Obviously, you have to tweak some things, and maybe, depending on the voice you have to tweak your voice and, whatever it is in life. If you don't want to be a plumber, you're probably not going to be a very good one, right? So, wanting it's half the battle. And then that's where talent, hard work, and all those things come into play. And he's clearly wanting it. He's put in the work. Flus talked about that at OTAs. His body is completely redefined. So he's clearly done all that stuff. Now it's about producing on the field. And he set big goals for himself this year. 8+ sacks, 15+ tackles for loss, Pro Bowl, All-Pro. Those are lofty. I'm not sure he can reach those, but I like lofty. And if you're going to go lofty, you got to put in the work. And he's put in the work. Guys next to him have said so. Montez Sweat spoke highly of him the other day when he spoke to the media. So we'll see. And if he does hit and if he does have a big year, that is huge for this defensive line that has big question marks after Sweat because there's a lot of unknown there. All right, there you have it. Day 4 in the books. Off day tomorrow, but we'll still have content here on the channel. They'll be back at practice on Thursday. And then slight tweak in the Bears' schedule. Their first padded practice is actually going to be Friday. It was initially going to be Saturday, so that's exciting as well. We'll have it all covered here on Chicago Bears Now, so subscribe, and we'll see you soon.